What's up, you guys? It's Steve here, and we are live. Let me know if you can hear me in the comments down below and if the picture looks good. But Congress is working on a deal this week. They want to get things done, and they are trying to include in the government spending bill, the funding for our nation, low-income stimulus checks, and monthly reoccurring checks to families in the form of child tax credits. They're trying to get these additional measures slipped in. I'm going to get you caught up on the latest that's just coming out today. And I see some people are hopping on live. Do me a quick favor. Let me know in the comments if you can hear me and if the picture looks good. I see Melissa is on, Leanne is on, Maya, Annabelle, how are you guys doing? Let me know if everything sounds good. If it does, I'm going to go ahead and dive into the update. Yes, sounding good, looks great, awesome. People coming in from North Carolina, very good to see you guys. And as I mentioned, in this video, we're going to be covering for you Congress trying to get done with a deal this week. They've got to get this done before Christmas. So you're going to be hearing a lot about Congress moving to get things done right away in the next 5 days. And they are trying to slip in low-income stimulus checks for low-income individuals. You don't have to have kids for this. And also monthly recurring checks for families in the form of those child tax credits. So just coming out today, U.S. Congress aims to pack additional measures into the government funding bill. So they want to slip this in. And also, I'm going to be covering for you in this video all of the provisions they're trying to slip in as details are now coming out about what they want to get included. We know there's 1.7 trillion of spending that they want to do for this upcoming year, but now the details are coming out as to what it is. And also stick around till the end because I'm going to give you an update as well on December Christmas stimulus checks that are coming out right now, you guys. So do me a favor. If you are with me live right now or you're joining me later on, just do me a favor, smash the like button if you appreciate the content, hit subscribe to stay up to date, and also check out my kids channel if you got little ones, Liam and Naya. Very proud of them. The Liam and Naya channel, they just uploaded another video to the channel. Very proud of them. They are doing so well. Check it out, and I hope you enjoy it. But let's talk about what's happening right now in Congress as they're trying to push through this spending legislation and trying to slip in some additional provisions and see what can get included. So this, as I mentioned, just coming in today, says Washington, December 19th. Today, the U.S. Congress faces a tricky task this week as lawmakers try to use a $1.77 trillion government funding bill to also address other priorities, including tweaks to the election rules, reform to drug sentencing, and a ban on TikTok from government-owned devices, along with adult tax credits, child tax credits. Democrats and Republicans alike aim to tuck as many legislative wish list items as possible into this omnibus bill, funding the government through the end of its fiscal year on September 30th of 2023 without derailing the whole package. And that is because they have to get this done. Democrats, that is, with Republican support in the Senate. They've got to get at least 10 of them on board. So a lot of these provisions they're trying to slip in. They're going to need to negotiate other items as well to get this done. And we're going to be seeing if they're going to be able to do that this week. Failure could bring a partial government shutdown beginning this Saturday, 2 days before Christmas, and possibly lead into a months-long standoff after Republicans take control of the House of Representatives on January 3rd, breaking President Joe Biden's Democrats' grip on both chambers of Congress, as now it will be a split Congress. Nobody is going to be getting everything that they want, but the final product will include wins everyone can get behind, said top Democratic Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer last Thursday after lawmakers passed the week-long funding bill intended to allow them to finish work on the sprawling omnibus bill. As you guys recall, I shared with you, passed in the Senate, passed in the House, went on to the president. We have funded the government for this week, but at the end of this week, it comes to an end. So they have got to get a deal done with all the provisions that they're willing to negotiate on this week. The only other option would be for them to do another omnibus spending bill extension for maybe another week or so. We will see, which is actually what a lot of Republicans in the House of Representatives want. They want this to go into 2023 so that way they can have more control over these negotiations. Now, the full details of the package that were being crafted over this weekend. So as I let you know last week, we didn't have all the details, just that it was a $1.7 trillion worth of spending. But it will include, listen to this, a record $858 billion for defense. And I've heard a lot of people say They're not very happy with that because that is literally more than double the largest federal stimulus check that we have seen go to the people of our nation. The $1,400 stimulus check was a $400 billion price tag. And that went out to everybody, put money in their pockets, help them stay afloat, stay out of poverty, stimulate our economy. And now we spent more than double that on defense and some 45 billion more than President Joe Biden had proposed. Additional aid of that is going to be going to Ukraine and funding for agencies ranging from the Department of Homeland Security and the Department of Agriculture and the Environmental Protection Agency. Democrats wanted comparable increases in defense and non-defense spending, which Republicans objected to, saying that Biden's party had passed several other Democratic spending bills during the last 2 years when they had full control of Congress. And Republicans, they simply were not going to lavish extra liberal spending on a defense program in the Omnibus bill, said Senate Republican Minority Leader Mitch McConnell last week, saying we got to stop this out of control spending that the Democrats have been doing. We got to rein it in. Now, the Senate's cumbersome rules mean that it could take a few days for the funding bill even to come to a vote, after which the House will need to pass it. The bill will need at least, as we mentioned, 10 Republican votes to pass the Senate, but can pass the House with just Democratic support before going on to Biden for a signature. And that is because they have full control of the House, but in the Senate, there is that filibuster rule. They need 60 of the 100 votes, and we've got 50 Democrats, so they're going to need 10 Republicans to convince them to get on board to pass this through. Now, I want to share with you guys some of the items that we are hearing are going to be included in this, along with, as I mentioned, adult tax credits, aka low-income stimulus checks to help out individuals. You don't have to have kids for this. You can get this additional credit, and also child tax credits for parents. We're hearing that these have come back to the negotiating table, and Republicans are saying they want those tax cuts in exchange for also getting these included. So here is a list of what we have. This has been released. December offers the last chance for advancing peace and justice in the 117th Congress. And it says, this is a special time of the year. Festive lights are being strung, family and friends are gathering, and lawmakers are working overtime to pass a flurry of legislation before the year's end. That's right. It's a lame duck season in Congress, and Congress is going to be working to pass a big omnibus spending bill before adjourning for the year. They have got to get this done. We see opportunities for this massive legislation to carry some critical priorities and get them done before all the top priorities that we are tracking in the final weeks of 2022 come to an end. Here they are. Now, as I mentioned, expanded child tax credits and earned income tax credits. Congress is considering an end-of-the-year tax package to attach to the big government spending bill. So everybody that's been saying there's nothing included in this for individuals or for parents, they're trying to slip this back in. We're going to see if this particular stimulus provisions are going to make it into this omnibus bill. Now, those wondering about Social Security increases, stimulus checks, free childcare, free college tuition, all of those other provisions, the student loan debt forgiveness, all the other promises that have been unfulfilled by Congress, we're hearing those are going to be happening in 2023. They're going to be negotiating them. So there is no promise that any of these are going to get done. Whether they do or do not, I will let you know, but we're hearing these negotiations. They're going to carry over into 2023 for these provisions on a federal level. And whatever unfolds, I will keep you guys up to date. Now, corporations, they are pushing for tax breaks that serve their interests while we're calling on Congress to prioritize the needs of children and families. So those are the two negotiating pieces for these stimulus provisions. This is an opportunity to expand the child tax credit and the EITC, or the Earned Income Tax Credit, the adult tax credit, so they are available to more people. These are the anti-poverty measures that we know work. Child poverty fell to its lowest rate when the child tax credit was temporarily expanded to all families, regardless of income, through the pandemic emergency legislation. It must be restored, they're saying, along with the EITC, Earned Income Tax Credit. And I'll cover that in more videos in detail for those of you that don't have kids but want to get that low income tax credit. Now, in addition to that, here are some of the other items that we're hearing are included in this funding omnibus bill. They also want to end forever wars by repealing the Iraq War Authorization, establish safety and security for undocumented immigrants, provide critical support for tribal domestic violence prevention programs, safeguard the elections, fund peace building at home, and abroad. Now, let me know your thoughts. Out of all of these additional items that we're hearing are now being leaked, information of what's included, are any of those, in your opinion, higher priority than child tax credits, adult tax credits, stimulus checks, Social Security increases, any of the stimulus provisions that we've been promised, we've heard for quite some time would be coming? Let me know your thoughts. Now, like I said, $1.7 trillion in additional spending. Do you think that they could take a section of that and send it out to help out the American people here domestically? Well, you guys, there was a tweet that just came out from Pramila Jayapal, head of the Progressive Caucus in the House of Representatives. This just came out December 14th, and she said this defense budget is $87 billion more than in 2021. And with that kind of money, we could, and she puts 3 items: cut child poverty with an expanded child tax credit. Number 2, make housing more affordable by expanding vouchers. And number 3, uplift working families with an earned income tax credit, an EITC that can go out to individuals. You don't have to have kids to get the EITC. So let me know your thoughts, you guys. Now, like I said, they want to slip this into this omnibus bill and get it done this week. Expect to hear a whole lot more on this over the coming week in Congress. We're going to be seeing. I will keep you guys up to date. Now, let me see if there's any questions very quickly. I see that there's a lot of people on making comments, asking things. People are saying, quit sending money to other countries. Stop sending it to foreign countries. Leave it here in the United States. I've heard that vocalized quite a bit. People are saying that the adult tax credit does not necessarily help those that are disabled, those on SSI, SSDI. Now, also, there have been requests for information on that as well. And also, if you missed my video on a letter you're going to receive this month in the mail, do not throw that out. Check out that video. It was about 4 or 5 days ago. The Social Security Administration is sending you a letter. You need that letter. Do not lose it. It's going to disclose the information of your increase. And if anything is wrong or off, or they have misdone your calculations, you need that letter as proof. Store it away somewhere safe. Make copies of it. Do not lose that letter. It's going to be going out this month. Check out that video. I'll even put it down below in the description for you guys. Also, let me see if there's any more other ones. Will we be getting anything before Christmas for SSI? Yes. So I also let you guys know that there's going to be an early SSI payment that's going to be arriving in the last days of December. It's going to be your January 2023 payment early, and I give you the arrival days in another video as well. And for those of you asking about the December stimulus checks, just want to let you guys know I did a video earlier this morning on that, covering states sending out checks right now, and also where things stand on a federal level for stimulus checks. So if you missed those, check them out right after this one, you guys, and I'll put a link in the description below, and also I'll pin a comment to that video for you guys as well. But with that being said, I think I'm going to sign off, you guys. Thank you so much for joining me. If this is your first time here, don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button. Somebody said Steve for president. You know what? Steve, Karen, 2024. Thank you, Karen. And you guys, you have a blessed one, and I'll catch you in the next video. Take care. God bless. This is Steve.